Welcome in, guys. So, my name is Latoya. If you don't know who I am a social media strategist. That means that I help you guys make money on social media and just be able to run up a bag, all right? So, today's live, we are going to talk about the reason why most people are struggling the hardest, and that is your content, right? So, this is supposed to be the stuff that brings people into your world, into your business, right? Into your communities. And let me be very, very clear, okay? The reason why you're not getting any sales is because it's not because your idea it sucks or anything, right? It's not because your product is terrible, or it's not because of your offer either, right? It's because you just don't understand how to run a business, right? We're not born knowing how to run a business. Nobody has ever taught us how to run a business. So we all have to learn these things as we go. And you don't have any structure at all. You don't have a content system, and you don't even know how to market. That's a lot of you guys' problem. But I'm going to tell you right now that that is a skill, right? It's a skill and it's not a character flaw. And the good thing about skills is that skills can be taught, right? Skills can be learned and skills can be mastered. When you have a character flaw, that's something that usually sticks with you for life, right? It's very difficult for you to be able to overcome that character flaw because it's a part of you. But if you have a skill, or you want to learn a skill, that's more simpler, that's more easier for you to be able to overcome. All right, and be taught and mastered. This is why I'm here. This is why I go live. And it's not because everybody, and I understand because everybody is not sitting on $50,000, right? Everybody does not have $50,000 in their bank account right now to go and throw at a business coach. But that does not mean that you do not deserve to win. So if you learn something valuable inside of this live, and you're like, damn, I need help with this, right? Okay, so I want you guys to go and grab the new ebook bundle. It's called What to Post When You Need Sales by Friday, okay? It's gonna help you with every single thing when it comes to content. And I'll show you guys what it looks like right now. So this is what the ebook looks like. It's an ebook bundle, and it's gonna come with a video training as well. You guys will also have access to the private community. If you're already inside of the community, you will see this inside of the community for you to be able to purchase, okay? So I'm gonna just go over what's inside of the ebook so that you guys can know what to expect from it, okay? So there's 10 chapters inside of this ebook, and there's also going to be a whole video training as well. So chapter 1 is why you're posting but still not making sales. You need to be able to get the answer to that question. Chapter 2 is all about what your content is really supposed to do, right? Chapter 3 is meet the 5K content framework, attract, nurture, and convert. Chapter 4 is your money-making message. So you're going to clarify it before you're posting it, right? Chapter 5 is all about the 5 types of posts that's going to bring cash on repeat, right? Print cash on repeat. Chapter 6 is the no idea what to post blueprint. So I give you guys 7 days of content that you can create in 30 minutes. Chapter 7 is creating confidence content. So even if you're new, if you're scared, or you're feeling overwhelmed or like an imposter, like somebody who's not supposed to be doing this, then that chapter 7 is for you. It gives you your confidence that you need. Chapter 8 is all about your call to action psychology, right? Psychology is a huge thing when it comes to content and when it comes to making sales. So you need to learn how to use psychology inside of your content. And that's going to be how to get people to click, comment, and check out, right? How to get them to buy. Chapter 9 is all about batching your content. If you guys want to save time, right? If you guys want to have the freedom that you say that you want to have to be with your family and do the things that you want to do, you need to be able to be batching content. It's a non-negotiable, okay? So I show you guys the 1-hour weekly content ritual that you guys can get started with immediately, and it only takes you an hour to do. Chapter 10 is from stuck to sales. So it's going to tell you how to show up, how to sell daily, and how to hit that $5,000, your first 5K fast, okay? So that is everything that's inside of the ebook. This is what the ebook looks like. Again, if you're already inside of the community, you will see it inside of the classroom. If you're not inside of the community, you can click the link inside of my bio and you can get inside the community to be able to get it, okay, guys? So that is inside of the ebook bundle. I don't want you guys to wait. I want you guys to be able to, let's make this money. Make this money. Let's make this money. Especially if you're living in the United States, you already know what's going on with Donald Trump, everything that's going on with the economy, the politics, the government is going crazy. So you need to be able to make more money. The cost of living is crazy. And I'm actually about to do a video today talking about that there was a new release saying that a couple more things are going up, right? The cost of a couple more things are going up. So you guys need to be able to make more money, and getting a second job is not going to cut it. It's not going to cut it. Plus, it's going to take away time from your family that you want to spend with your family, right? So I want you guys to grab your notebooks, grab your iPad, a napkin, a pencil, a pen, whatever you need to do, because this is the part where people are either going to grow their bank account or they're going to stay stuck where they're at, okay? And you don't want to be that type of person that's going to stay stuck. So part one, guys, is all about your content strategy, okay? And your content strategy is going to be your cash strategy. So if you've ever heard that you need a content strategy, I want you guys to think about what that person said, and I want you guys to really like soak it in, okay? Well, whatever they told you about having a content strategy, they're not wrong in saying it. But what they don't tell you is that your content strategy is your branding. Your content strategy is your lead generation, right? It brings you your leads. Your content strategy is your sales funnel. It brings you your sales, okay? And your content strategy is going to be the difference between being broke and making money, okay? Thank you so much for following, Nibra. I appreciate you. All right, guys? So you don't need to go viral. That's a big lie. You don't need a ring light with 100 million different settings on it. You guys, look at where I'm at. I'm outside. The sun is your natural light, okay? If you don't have a ring light, that's not an excuse not to create content. If you don't want to show your face, that's not an excuse not to create content. You can come outside, you can be with the nature, one with nature. You can get the natural sunlight, which is the best lighting in the entire world, to be honest. That beats any type of ring light, right? You can go faceless as well. You don't even need to show your face. You don't need to, you need consistency, you need to be clear, and you need content that's going to hit with your audience, okay? So social media, I want you guys to think of social media. Thank you so much for liking. I want you guys to think of social media as your storefront, okay? Your digital storefront, your sales team, and your mouthpiece, okay? So it doesn't matter if you're selling ebooks, if you're selling t-shirts, if you're selling teeth whitening kits, your content is what's going to make people stop scrolling and then start buying whatever it is that you're offering. All right, y'all? Thank you so much for liking. All right, so that is part one. Part two is we're going to talk about the 3 types of content that's going to make you some money, okay? So content is cash. Content is your cash. Content is your cash, and content is your cash, okay? So these are the 3 types of content that's going to consistently make money online. Thank you so much for liking me, bruh. Live. All right, guys, so let me give you guys the 3 types of content that's going to consistently make you money. So number 1 is going to be your entertainment type of content, okay? Doesn't matter what you do. You need to have some type of entertainment pieces of content. So if you're funny, you need to post it. If you're petty, you need to post it. If you're sarcastic, you need to post it. If you're toxic, you need to post it. People are going to pay you to be entertained, okay? People are going to pay you to entertain them, okay? So you don't have to be some type of professor, have a PhD, a master's degree. You don't even have to have a degree at all right? Some of y'all are the friend group clown, right? Everybody's laughing. You're always making jokes, making people laugh and things like that. Use that to your advantage. Use it to your advantage, okay? Whatever your strengths are, use it to your advantage, all right, y'all? Number 2 is educational content. This is going to be your how-to content, right? You're going to start explaining terms, definitions, things that people don't understand, all right? You're going to break things down in a simple way so that people can be able to understand and tell them, this is what this means, okay? So you don't have to sound like a textbook. Actually, I don't want you guys sounding like a textbook because you have to keep things simple so that people are able to understand what you're talking about. Once you start using these industry words, these big words, jargon, all of this stuff, these Webster, Oxford dictionary words, people start tuning it out because they don't resonate. So you need to, I don't want to say dumb it down, but you do need to dumb it down. And you need to think of it as somebody who is on a 3rd or 4th grade reading level, okay? That's how you need to explain it. And you can use ChatGPT to do that. I can give you guys a prompt as well, okay? So just help people understand something better, right? Then they'll start trusting you enough to buy from you, all right? And another thing is, if you can mix educational content and entertainment content and make them laugh, make them entertained while you're educating them at the same time, that's even better, okay? So if you're able to do that, that's even better. All right. Number 3, we're going to talk about is interest-based community, okay? Interest-based community. You do not have to be an expert. You do not have to be an expert. You just need to be the gatherer, right? Somebody who comes around and they collect all the things and put it in one place, okay? So if you can build a space for people who love all of the same thing, and this is where theme pages come in. It could be plants, it could be planners, it could be parenting tips, right? It could be passport stamps. It does not matter. It could be a certain type of food. It does not matter, right? You can monetize it, all right, guys? So you just need to basically become the plug for that niche. That's how I want you guys to think of it. You need to become the plug of the plant niche. You need to become the plug of the traveling niche, the passport stamps niche, right? The planner niche, okay? So share tips, tools, funny memes, guest posts, affiliate links, and that is how you're going to make your money. Okay, guys? And just to let you guys know, people are making money in the interest lane, okay, with the personality of a dry saltine cracker, okay? People are making money and they're boring. So just because I find something boring, you may not find something boring, okay? That's where we come in with different audiences. So always just remember to just be yourself, all right? And always remember, you don't have to be the loudest in the room. You don't. You just have to be the most consistent and the most strategic, okay? Now, moving on to part 3. This is going to be the 3-part conversion framework, okay? So I'm gonna put you guys on game real quick. Sales do not happen by accident. I'm gonna repeat that again. Sales do not happen by accident. Sales do not happen by accident, all right? You need attention, interest, and you need somebody to take action. AIA, attention, interest, action. Attention, interest, action. Attention, interest, action. Okay, guys? So this is how people are going to go from I just found you to I'm giving you my card information to purchase. I just found you and I'm giving you my card information to purchase, right? And to be clear, action, somebody taking action does not always have to mean that they are buying something from you. That does not always mean that they are you're getting a sale, okay? Sometimes action is a share. They share your post. Sometimes they comment on your post. That is considered an action. Sometimes they sign up for your community, right? Like the Lazy Money Society. Right? A lot of you guys are inside of the Lazy Money Society that I have, the free community. You guys signed up. That's an action that you guys took. That's AKA a conversion that you guys took. So it does not always have to be a sale. All right. All of those things are conversions. Why? Because it brings people deeper into your funnel. That's why. So don't always think of conversions and actions as a monetary transaction, as exchanging money. Okay. Honestly, the best thing that you can do is build your community. Once you start building your community, you can sell more easily. Selling becomes so much easier once you start building your community. So don't always focus on the sale, okay? Now, part 4 is going to be hooks. We're going to talk all about hooks. I'm telling y'all now, you have 1 to 2 seconds to get somebody to stop the scroll. That's it. I know people say 3 seconds all the time, but let me tell you, every single day, every single week, every single month, every single year, the attention span on social media gets lower. It was like all the way up here years ago. Then it dropped down lower and lower and lower and lower and lower and lower. Okay. And now it's down about to my knee and I'm 5'9". Okay. So the attention span of social media, people on social media is getting lower. That's why I tell people to get attention in 1 to 2 seconds. 1 to 2 seconds. 3 seconds is too much at this point. 2 seconds max. Okay, so I'm going to break down the 3 types of hooks that you need to be using inside of your videos. All right. So the first hook is going to be a visual hook. This is something that they see. When they open up their eyes, they see this hook. So it could be your lighting, your colors, any type of motion that you got going on inside of the video. It could be zooming into the video. Once you zoom in, it's a psychological thing. It makes people feel closer to you when you're zooming in, okay? It could be a bold text that you have on your hook. It could be an outfit that you're wearing, right? A unique outfit that you're wearing that stands out. All of this stuff, it matters in your visual hook, all right? The next thing is that people are nosy. All right. When people come onto your videos, when people see your content, they are naturally nosy. So make them look. Make them look. Don't be afraid and make them look. So that is everything you need in your visual hook. All right. The second type of hook that you need is welcome to the building, Maria. The second type of hook that you need is a verbal hook. Okay, so this is what they're going to hear. All right, so we have the visual hook, what they can see, the verbal hook, what they can hear. So your first sentence, your first word, really and truly, it needs to slap. Okay, they need to be able to feel some type of way when they first hear what you have to say. So you can say something like, before you post another piece of content, hear me out. That will make them stop the scroll and stay because they're going to naturally be curious and want to hear what you have to say after that. You can also say something like, if you're making money online, I made $10,000 from this post. Let me show you how, right? Naturally, people are going to want to know how you're able to do that, right? So I don't want you guys starting with, hey guys, my name is Latoya. Welcome back to my video. No, people are going to scroll. They don't care who you are. They don't really care about what you do, any of that stuff. When people are watching your video and consuming your content, they only care about themselves, okay? They only care about what can you do for me? And that's the question that you always need to be asking yourself. What can I do for this person? Your content is not about you. Your content is about how you're going to be able to help somebody else. All right, y'all? So the third hook, so we did a verbal hook and we did a verbal hook and a visual hook. Yeah, we did a verbal hook and a visual hook. The third type of hook that I want you guys to have on your videos, on your content, is a written hook. This is going to be what they read. And I want you guys to have a mix of all of these, just in case. You never know who is not able to see very well. You never know who has vision problems. You never know who has hearing problems as well. So if you combine the three, you're able to tap into different senses. All right. So the third hook I want you guys to do is the written hook. This is going to be what they read. And there was a study, it says that 80% of people, they do not have the audio on when they're watching videos. So this is where your captions come in as well as your on-screen text, right? A lot of my videos, you guys will see I have on-screen text all the time. I have captions as well. Some people might be at work. Some people might have hearing problems as well, things like that, right? So you always want to have a written hook on your videos, on your content, all right? So you want the written hooks, especially if it's like a heading or a title, you want it to be big and bold, right? Do not pick a font that people cannot read. When you do your text on your screen, do not pick fonts that are hard to read. Pick something that is simple, that's easy to read. Remember, the more layers you add to your content, even when it comes to making sales, the more layers you add, the less of a chance people are going to want to either consume your content or buy your product. People like simplicity, so give it to them. Don't try to be all fancy and do the most, because it's going to lead people away from your stuff. Be very simple with what you have going on, all right? So have your captions. You don't need hashtags. Social media hashtags are no longer valid, okay? It's all about SEO, search engine optimization, all right? Make sure you're saying keywords. Make sure you're using keywords as well. Hashtags is not a thing. Nobody cares about hashtags anymore, all right? So two examples I'll give you guys is how to make passive income from Canva. You can say something like that as a written hook. Right, you're talking in your video, right? You can also say something like, why nobody's buying your offer, right? This is what's going to stop the scroll. And another thing I want to mention before we move on is that whatever you're saying verbally, like whatever you're speaking, do not put the same thing as your written hook. So if your written hook on the top says, how to make passive income from Canva, you should not be saying out your mouth how to make passive income from Canva, because it's already there. It's already written at the top, so they can read that while you're saying something different, okay? That is what's going to keep them hooked onto your content. And a pro tip that I want to give you guys is engage multiple senses, right? Because people love to read while they're listening, all right, guys? So part 5, we're going to get into trending topics and testimonials. So trending topics, you guys need to have, it doesn't matter what your content is about. This is how you're going to attract new eyeballs to your page. It's called awareness content, okay? This is how you're going to get new people into your community, new people into your page. And one way to do this is to use trending topics. The thing about trending topics is you only want to use trends if they actually make sense for your brand. Okay, so do not just pick any topic because it's trending and it doesn't relate to your brand. If you can tie it into your brand and it makes sense, then that's the time that you're going to use it. All right. So an example is, I think Little Baby or Baby, whatever his name is, it's like a trending topic. He has like a thigh tattoo that he has, some huge thigh tattoo or something like that. Like, that's funny, but that does not relate to my brand, right? So I'm not going to use that as a piece of content that I'm going to put out, because it's going to attract the wrong people that are not going to eventually be inside of my community and join my my courses and purchase my products that I have, right? So it'll bring some traffic to my page and it'll bring some followers and all of that stuff. But if they're not going to convert into money or part of my community, then it doesn't make any sense for me to put something out like that. All right, y'all? So testimonials, that's the second thing we're going to talk about. Testimonials. These are gold, all right? So I don't want you guys to just be saying that, you know, my products are the best products. Yeah, we all know that you think that your products are the best products. I mean, it would be kind of crazy for you not to think that your products are the best products, right? But you need to be showing what other people are saying about your stuff, okay? What other people say matters more than what you say, all right? So I want you guys to show your receipts. And if you don't have any clients yet or customers yet, there's nothing wrong with that. Help somebody for free in exchange for a testimonial. A lot of you guys do not like to work for free. That's being an entrepreneur. You need to be able to help other people for free in exchange for that testimonial. If you don't have experience, if you don't have customers, you really shouldn't be asking anybody for any money, to be honest, until you get that experience underneath your belt, until you get those receipts underneath your belt, right? So You can ask somebody, you can help somebody for free in exchange for a testimonial. You can also use your own results as well. If you're on Instagram, if you're on Facebook, if you're on TikTok and you're getting numbers, you're getting views, you're getting, even if you have a TikTok shop and you're getting sales as well, you can use your own results as your testimonial. All right. So screenshot everything. If somebody says that they loved your product, make sure you're screenshotting these things. Put it in a Google Docs folder, right? A Google Drive folder. Okay. Have a collection, a file of all of your testimonials, all of your reviews, all of your receipts, so that when it's time to post them, which you should be posting every single day, then you'll have them in advance. All right. This is also going to help your email list grow. Your email list, and I want you guys to start getting a text messaging list as well. Anybody that comes on this internet or tells you that you don't need an email list, at least an email list, you need to run. Okay. You need to run, because your list is going to make you money. And I always tell you guys this, you don't own your social media, these social media platforms. You don't own Instagram, you don't own TikTok. Look at TikTok, they're about to go away anyway. They keep threatening to shut it down. They did this massive quote unquote reset in January, or they shut it down in January, this ban, which I believe they just reset it and Meta bought it, right? Instagram, they always having freaking outages, right? They always shutting down Instagram for a couple of hours. Just, you don't own these social media platforms, but you do own your email list. So make sure you're growing your email list every single day. That means that you need to be offering your lead magnet. If you don't know what a lead magnet is, it's a free product in exchange for an email or a phone number, okay? Every single day, you need to be growing your email list. And if you guys found value in this live, found value in this replay, if you're watching the replay, make sure that you're tapping in and you are getting the What to Post When You Need Sales by Friday. It's an ebook bundle. It's going to come with a video training as well. If you guys need me to go over what's inside of it, I will go over it real quick. There's 10 chapters. There's also going to be a video training, like I said, and then you'll also get access to my private community, the Lazy Money Society. Okay. So chapter 1 is going to be about why you're posting but still not making sales. Chapter 2 is what your content is really supposed to do. Chapter 3 is meet the 5K content framework, which is attract, nurture, and convert. Chapter 4 is your money-making message, right? So you're going to get clear on what your messaging is before you even post the content. Chapter 5 is the 5 types of posts that print cash on repeat, right? Chapter 6 is the no idea what to post blueprint. So I give you 7 days of content in 30 minutes that you guys are able to create in 30 minutes, okay? Chapter 7 is creating confidence content, right? So even if you're new, you're scared, or you feel like an imposter, somebody who's just don't know what they're doing, right? Or don't feel like they should be doing what they're doing, then chapter 7 is going to give you the confidence that you need. Chapter 8 is all about call to action psychology. So it's how to get people to click, comment, and check out, okay? Chapter 9 is batching like a breadwinner. We have to batch our content, okay? It saves you time. It gives you time with your family, all right? The 1 hour weekly content ritual is what I go over in there, okay? So I give you the strategies to be able to batch your content in 1 hour, all right? Chapter 10 is from stuck to sales. So how to show up, how to sell daily, and how to hit your first 5K extremely quick, all right, y'all? So later on, we are going to dive in. We went through the attention. We went through attention. This was all about attention, right? So we have attention, interest, and action. So later on, when I come on, we're going to dive into interest, the interest part of it. Okay, guys, so that is what we'll go over later. I am going to leave this replay up. I was having technical issues, so I told you guys that I'll leave it up for the week. Today is Monday, so I'm going to leave it up today until Sunday. I'll leave it up until Sunday. Until 11:59 p.m. on Sunday for the replay, since we had technical issues over the weekend. And after Sunday, I'm going to put it inside of the vault. So if you guys want access to it, you'll have to purchase the vault in order to get the replays. All right. But I will leave it up until Sunday. All right, y'all. So if you guys are interested, I'll show you guys again. Make sure that you're tapping in and you are grabbing the What to Post When You Need Sales by Friday ebook bundle. And if you are inside of the community already, you can go to the classroom and you'll see it. It's going to already be into the classroom. You just type in your information, make your payment, and you'll be able to have instant access. If you're on the live where I'm at on TikTok or wherever I'm on live at, you guys can click the link inside of my bio. You'll get full access to the community, and you'll also be able to grab the What to Post When You Need Sales by Friday ebook bundle. All right, y'all? So again, my name is Latoya. I will see you guys later.